morning, and welcome to LoveBabz LoveTalk. We got a lot going on today. I got a lot of music to talk about today. So in the studio with me right now is the lovely and talented Miss May Brown. May Gibson. She's like giving me the look. Miss May Gibson Brown. And she's here to talk about the Gospel Fest that's going to be under Arts and Ideas next. Say it. You can
next
say
Friday.
It. Say
the
it.
15th at 6 o'clock in the
6 o'clock in the afternoon. So
yes.
Tell me about this. How did this come about?
Well,
because this is new for the Arts and Ideas people, isn't it?
Well, actually, I'd been trying to get something like this going for 7 years because I felt that we have a lot of gospel music in New Haven and it needed to be tapped into.
Okay.
And so last year we did get a breakthrough and they allowed us to come down. And this year they sought us out because I think we had a very good show. It started with, I don't know if you've heard of the Salt and Pepper Gospel Singers.
I know. They practice at my church. I go to the Church of the Redeemer.
There we go.
So,
okay,
yes.
so I'm one of the co-founders of Salt and Pepper.
I love that choir.
Yeah, I'm the original Pepper, and my friend Sheila Dietz Bonenberger is the original Salt.
Okay.
And so we had sang at a school that I was teaching at. I was teaching at an independent school in Branford. And there was a potluck dinner going on, and they asked if I would bring my children and come and sing. I have a daughter, Janet Brown Clayton, who is...
I know Janet Brown Clayton.
That's my oldest.
Oh, my God. She is phenomenal.
Well, I think so, but hey, I'm her mom.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
So she and my sons, Chuck Brown and John Brown, we went to the school to sing for the potluck dinner, and Sheila approached me afterwards and said, May, do you think it's possible for a white person to learn to sing black gospel music? And my aunt looked at her and said, "Oh, why would you want to?"
Oh,
you know, it just wasn't in my repertoire of things to do. And so what happened is she said, "Can I come to your house and you and your children teach me a gospel song?" And this was in October, and I said to her, "We're gonna be busy until the first of the year." And
Harry,
I was teaching one of her children.
You see this? So you were teaching the children.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she said, can I come and do this? I said, sure, you come to the house. But I forgot to tell the children.
Oh.
And so they arrived at my house, and we went through a song, and it was so wonderful to see the voices combine, because for us as African Americans, we have a deep soul singing sound in our voices, and they have a more refined sound. And my son Chuck was able to put those, to blend them together, and here we are, Sheila and May, 33 years later.
So will the Gospel Fest have the Salt and Pepper Choir singing?
Well, we first sang for the Branford Town Hall meeting in Branford 30-something years ago. And so now we are continually doing, we've sang on...
Oh, I've seen you all over the place.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of things.
I've seen you all over the place.
We've been blessed in a lot of ways. And so with the Gospel Fest, this year it's going to be on the 15th of June at 6 in the evening on the main stage down on the green. We have some wonderful, exciting people that are going to be with us there.
So tell me who's coming.
Okay. We have a male and a female quartet group. The female quartet group is the Heavenly Stars, and there's a team of sisters, the Faye and Kay, that are just off the chain.
So this is going to feel like Black Church on the Green.
Oh, on the green, baby. Bring your tambourine and your shouting shoes.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the male group, which is Tyrese Hall and the Golden Stars. And they are going to be, that's the male group. We have a male and a female soloist. The male soloist is Wade Townsend, who is about 80 plus and has a really melodious voice. And the female soloist is going to be Barbara Joyner, who is...
I know Barbara Joyner.
Well, she's going to be our soloist, our female soloist.
Nice.
I have a 17-year-old young lady, Jordan Brown, who is going to be a violinist, and she's going to do a violin solo. And then we have a young man whose name is Quentin White, and he's going to do liturgical dancing.
Wow.
He's been on the Apollo Kids twice.
All this on the green. And when is this?
This is the 15th of June.
So that's like almost closing out the festival.
Well, the 15th, I don't know where we are on the list, but we're going to be there on the 15th at about 6 in the evening. And we have a dance troupe that's coming in. And then we have a mass choir. So it's going to be lots
mass choir?
Yes, it's going to be lots and lots of singing going on.
Well, good morning. If y'all just tuned in to LoveBabz LoveTalk on 103.5 FM WNHH, we are live streaming on New Haven Independent. You can see us on Facebook Live. Just look for the New Haven Independent. And we are on Twitter Live, too. So look up the New Haven Independent. I'm here with Miss Gibson Brown.
May Gibson Brown.
Miss
Yes.
May Gibson Brown.
Yes.
And she's one of the founding members of the Salt and Pepper Choir.
Co-founder with Sheila Dietz Bonnet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So she's here today to talk about Gospel Fest on the Green.
Yes.
Under Arts and Ideas.
Yes.
Arts
yes.
and Ideas is trying to reach out to the black community. I
They
see.
are. And
no,
they're
I
doing
see
a
it
good
a lot.
Yes.
I see it. For real. They are.
It took a while for them to get started, but they're doing a really good job right now.
Well, you know how people
I'm working with some great
do.
people that are just plugging in areas that I feel that there's a need. Yeah.
All right. So, what is it about gospel music that you think people will feel so moved and inclined to come?
Because it's something from the soul. Mm-hmm. It's years ago. It started out with black gospel, with just things that we were using as slave songs, really.
Yes.
Work songs.
Okay.
You know, call and response, all of that kind of thing.
So people who have never heard gospel music can get
some
yes. June 15th at 6 o'clock.
You can
on the main stage.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful. Bring a chair. We're expecting to have people coming from different. But plus, one of the highlights. Let me not forget this. One of the highlights of our concert this year is we are honoring a lady who has been.
Yes, I was reading that.
Yeah,
tell me,
Pastor Martha Virginia Green.
Yes.
Who is the pastor of St. Mary's Church. Mm-hmm. And she is 95 years old and still dons her pulpit nearly every Sunday. So we are just grateful that she is going to be able to be there, and we can say thank you to her and treat her real nice that day.
Are you singing that day?
Well, I will be part of the choir. I don't think I will. I don't know. Let me stop. I might say no. But I also want to say that the MC for that day is going to be my son, which is Chuck Brown, Charles Cleveland Brown, who lives in Capitol Heights, Maryland, and for a long time.
And he's coming?
He's coming. For a long time, he was on Broadway doing Mufasa and the Lion King.
Oh, so this is a singing family.
Yeah, we are. Thank God. Yes, we've been
now
able to do.
Is your daughter, who is now, I think she's in Bridgeport, right?
She's in the Assistant
Superintendent, which I felt some kind of way when she went over there, because I felt like that homegrown talent ought to stayed here.
Hey, from your lips to God's ears.
Who knows? She go there and get whatever, and then come on back and run things.
You know, we never know what the move of God is. We don't know what's going to happen.
That is true, but
so
she is you should be very proud. She's very dynamic.
I'm very blessed to have children like that.
She really is dynamic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just being in her presence, I'm so moved all the time.
Wow. That's nice to hear.
What church do you go to, Miss Brown?
I am a member at St. Matthew's. I'm one of the associate ministers there at St. Matthew's, 400 Dixwell Avenue. And our pastor is Pastor Kevin C. Hardy, a young man who is dynamic. And if you ever come one time, you'll come back again.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I know where St. Matthew's is. I know people that go there.
Our services starts at 9 a.m.
Oh.
So we're usually.
Well, what time you get out, Miss Brown?
About 11.
Okay.
About 11. Yeah,
right.
about 11:15. And I say as the Spirit moves. We usually be out about that time. But you also know.
I know how black church is.
Okay, now, if somebody's getting a breakthrough, we don't say, okay, it's time to say benediction. We could go with that flow, because we'll never know.
Do you live in New Haven?
I sure do.
What neighborhood are you from?
I'm over in this, right behind Stetson Library. I'm at Florence Virtual Townhouse.
Oh, okay. So you've seen that neighborhood change.
Yes, I have.
And
yeah, it's changed. Well, we have a new school there now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has that been helpful? Has that been?
When it first started, we didn't start on a good foot with the people that were tearing the other one down, because we were getting lots of dust and all the other stuff to come with it. But everything has turned around really good. They got a wonderful principal over there. Monique Sampson is the principal there, and they're doing a wonderful job. And the people in the community are bounding together. It's just working.
So tell me about the Salt and Pepper Choir. How often do y'all perform?
We will perform right now. We are performing about once a month.
Really?
We rehearse on Mondays at your church.
At Church of the Redeemer.
At the Church of the Redeemer.
On the corner of Whitney and Cold Spring.
Cold Spring, yeah. Yes. And our music director is Ronald Pollard, and he is phenomenal. He is from West Virginia. I'm from West Virginia, and so is he. And he's the kind of person that can play any type of music. You hand him sheet music of whatever kind, and he does
and
it.
He'll play it.
Yeah, but he puts us through such a... come into one of our rehearsals just to visit, you wouldn't believe the people would stay. We also have people that drive about an hour and a half from up...
Are you kidding?
No, from up near Washington, Connecticut, to come to the rehearsals.
Oh, my... How big is this choir?
The choirs now are about 30. About 30 people.
Is that where y'all like it? Do you like it at 30?
You know what? We don't put demands on people, because we say everybody got to know their voice. So if you ain't got but 6, you better hold it down like it's 10.
I love
You don't
that.
depend on nobody else.
I love that. Now, do you sing at St. Matthew's?
No, I don't. I don't need to. Oh my goodness,
It's
the
too much
choirs they
singing.
have there are just. Woo!
I know, but listen,
I sit back and I need to be fed at some time. You know,
that's a
you
good
can't
way to
always
look at
give
that.
out and not. My mom taught me years ago. You can't go through life with two catcher's mitts on your hand. You got to take one off so you can throw something back. You know,
I love that.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. You know what you can do and what you can't do, and you don't want to
overextend. St. Matthew's, I feel that I'm able to do things in another way, but singing, and the music director at St. Matthew's is Lawrence Washington, and he's a very accomplished musician and does a real wonderful job. So we're looking for great things to happen. St. Matthew's is a church that cares, and we don't just say it, we show it.
Okay, so tell me about the planning for this Gospel Fest and the Arts and Ideas people. How did that happen?
Last year, when I talked to Sarah Sherman, who was working at Arts and Ideas at that time, and we met for something else, and I said, you know something I've been trying to get done for a long time, and I wanted to go down on the green with gospel music. And she said, Miss May, well, why haven't it happened? I said, I don't know. I've talked to people, and it's, maybe this, maybe that. But somehow she was able to get someone's ear. And when she did, they said, well, we're not sure how it's going to work. Do you think it'd be a good audience for that? Will people come? And I had to say to them, it will. We advertise it right, people will come. And sure enough, we pulled it off, and they said, you were right. There was a good turnout, and they didn't say we'll try it again next year.
I think, Miss Brown, you could pretty much convince anybody to do anything. I
don't know about all of that.
I pretty much think you can convince anybody to do just about anything.
Oh, my goodness.
I can tell by the energy.
I just enjoy what I do. I had the opportunity just recently to be part of the at the Long Wharf, the show Crowns that was there.
Did you sing?
I was the last singer at the last week.
Oh, my God. I didn't see. I went before, like I saw who I saw.
It doesn't matter who you saw. All of the singers were wonderful, but the artist was great, and it was wonderful. And so you just keep reaching people to reach people that know people that know people, and it's just wonderful.
Now, does the Salt and Pepper Choir have an album?
You know what? No, they don't. And it's my fault.
Why? You need an album.
Listen, I have been offered that for so many years, and I don't want us to get commercialized to the point that we lose that steadfastness we have, that love and that caring for God's word.
I know, but sometimes I like to wake up and put a Salt and Pepper CD in at home.
Yeah, you're right. And maybe this is the year. Maybe you're refreshing something that I need to go back and revisit.
At least one, Miss Brown.
Oh well, we have to see.
One with like 20 songs on it.
That would be wonderful.
Wouldn't that be
nice? If you're out there and you want to make an album for Salt and Pepper, get in touch with us. We won't kick too hard.
Do y'all have a website?
Yes, we do.
Tell them what the website is.
Now you're asking me something. Please. Now listen, I can't be the rat, the trap, and the cheese. I can handle certain parts. I got to let somebody else handle the other.
All right, look. Y'all go to Google.
Go look. Just
and look Salt and Pepper Choir, New Haven.
Yeah, go to your web and just type in Salt and Pepper Gospel Singers.
Now, how do people join? Do people get to join? Like, do people call you up and say, you know what, I want to sing with the choir?
And we'll say, come.
Really?
Yeah.
Just that easy?
Just that easy.
Wow.
We don't pay any dues.
There's no pledging, no hazing.
No, we ain't got none of that. Look, the choir don't belong to Sheila Bonenberger and myself. It belongs to God. So we got to be careful how we handle God's people. It's truth. Sometimes people forget and think they own folk. You don't own anybody.
That's a wonderful way
to say it. We don't do that. There are we have people that are section leaders that we will ask you to, they will talk to you. Gloria James is our section leader for the altos, and Harlan Dalton for the bass, Sheila Bonenberger for the sopranos, and we have Curtis Harmon for the tenor. If he's not there, myself or Ronnie will take over. So we would like you to come and talk to us so we can get to know you a little bit. But it's not even auditioning.
And how do y'all decide who decides what songs to sing?
Ronnie Pollard does.
He does?
And listen to this. We will rehearse maybe 10 or 12 songs on a Monday night. And if we have an engagement on Thursday or Sunday of the following week, we walk up on the stage not knowing what we're going to sing. I promise you. He will play off a song and look at us like, don't you know what it is? And you better catch the melody and start on your part. That's just,
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
That keeps it fresh, though. It keeps you on your toes.
Absolutely. My son was the piano player and director for a number of years before he got his break on Broadway. And let me tell you a quick story. We were up in Vermont doing a concert, and he often said to me, Ma, you sing too hard. We got 12 altos. You don't need to sing that hard. but I don't know how to filter. So we got up in Vermont, and we were up on this big stage, and I was blasting away. He stopped. He said, "Excuse me, people. We need to go back over this part. My mom just sung a wrong note in the middle of the concert." Well, that cured me. I know how to be part of a group. Yes, he did. He stuck me out just like that. I felt like I had unbuttoned my blouse to blow my nose after that one.
He's like, "Son, you know I am your mother."
Yeah, that's right.
I am your mother.
Yeah.
So you must be very proud.
I'm grateful. I don't like to use the word proud because to me it means something quite different. I'm just very grateful for what God has allowed me to do.
You've done a wonderful
West
job.
Virginia, from a coal miner's daughter.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was a coal miner.
Oh, you sound like you got a big story, Miss Brown. You ought to tell it.
Beg your pardon?
You sounds like you got a big story. You ought to tell it.
You know what I did? I went back to school to get my master's degree last year.
Whoa!
At 79. And I was grateful that they allowed me to do my thesis on my life.
Wow!
As a coal miner. So the title of my thesis was "Coal Dust on My Feet and God in My Heart."
Oh my God!
So I'm in the process now of turning that into a book.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful story.
I think it'll be good. But my grandchildren have approached me and said, "You know what we would like to do?" Because the little town we lived in was called Six Bottom, a little cul-de-sac where you know how you go in and come out the same way. And so they want to do a children's series of books called Little May from Six Bottom. All about because I got in a lot of trouble because of so much of the Jim Crow and the racist stuff that was going on. And my dad would tell us it was 3 girls, my sister Liz, I was the middle girl, and Lucy. And they would tell us, there are certain things we can't do. But then my dad told me, "May, you're the best thing since sliced bread. You can do anything you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be." But when I walked outside the house,
it was a different story.
It was a different story. So when they said, "You can't sit here," I'm like, "You don't know, I'm Major Gibson's daughter." My dad said I could be
and do wherever I want.
Yeah, and so I
can't wait for that. You have to come back and talk to me about that.
I would love to.
I would love to. I'm excited about Gospel Fest.
It's going to be
June
wonderful.
15th.
June 15th on a Friday, 6 in the evening.
Arts and Ideas Festival on the
Please
green,
come.
center stage,
Bring a chair,
6:15.
something cold to drink, and enjoy yourself.
I will. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
You're so very welcome.
It has been a pleasure
It's
meeting
been a
you.
blessing being here
And
with
everybody
you.
will hear this, and everybody will be like, "Oh, I heard Ms. Brown on the radio."
All right.
Thank you so much
You're
for being
so very
here.
welcome. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna step out, everybody, and I'm gonna come back with Lamboginny, the Nigerian recording artist. He's going to come and talk about all the work that he has done and the concert that he's going to be doing in Westport Saturday. So he's going to come and talk about that, and I'm excited to meet him because he's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful musician and singer. And he's getting good reviews, and all his music is wonderful. I played it the other day, so I'm looking forward to talking to him. But Miss May Brown, Miss May Gibson Brown, it has been a pleasure.
My pleasure is mine.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you. All right. That was doing this radio thing today, Harry. All right.
Only through so that I can capture everybody.
Yes, there's a lot of camera.
Kenny. We combine.
All right, we ready? Put your headsets on. Oh, not yet, Harry? Okay. All right, you got a few minutes.
Okay, great.
This has been fun. This has been an energetic morning. Oh. Are you controlling this main one too, Harry? Okay. So when this gets uploaded to SoundCloud, it becomes a podcast. After the fact, it's live. It'll be live. But after the fact, it'll be a podcast. I'll make sure Jeff gets it. And you know, Jeff is like a media guy. Like,
yeah.
you know, this thing will be all around the world in 2 minutes. This is not your first time to the U.S., is it?
It's
No.
my first.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes. You know how black women do. You know, you can't tell how old. She could have been 20 to... You know how we do. You know, they never know how old we are. Okay. That's fine. You know, we work with what we work with. We ready? Welcome back to LoveBabz, Love Talk. I'm Babz Rawls Ivy, and today, the second part of my show, I've got Lamboginny in the studio. And Lamboginny is a Nigerian recording artist and prison reformer. He's slated to perform for the first time in the United States as the headliner for a benefit concert in Weston, Connecticut. And it is a family reentry co-sponsored partnership for this concert in Weston. And it is going to be Saturday, June 9th. So if y'all are in the mood for some really good music by an amazing artist, you might want to make your way up to first he's going to be at the Northfield Congregational Church in Weston, and then he's going to be at the evening concert from 7 to 9 with an 8-piece band from Bridgeport. So that's going to be good. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank
How
you.
nice to meet you.
Same here. Nice to meet you too.
So I knew you were coming. And I downloaded your music, like it's on Spotify. So I listened to all the albums.
Yeah, on Spotify.
And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I could hear all your relationship to prison reform.
All right, my name is Yinka Lawanson Lamboginny. Lamboginny is my stage name.
I like it.
You like it? You know, I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria is a country among countries in West Africa. You know, and West Africa is part of the entire African continent.
Yes.
Started off my music right there in Nigeria, in Lagos precisely. And a couple of years ago, about almost 15 years ago.
Really?
Yes, when I started my music. And I fell in love with the fact that, you know, I was able to express my God-given talent. But then music took a different turn 10 years ago for me when, as a young man, I was about 23, heading to 24 at that time. And I asked myself one question that I couldn't answer. And that question was simple. Who am I? You know, I couldn't answer who I was, you know, even with the music and me and all of that. I realized that was what my parents told me I was. I realized that was what the society told me I was. I was what my friends told me I was. But who am I, and what am I doing with the talent God has given me? And that was how my prison ministry came to play. I had the idea to introduce music as a form of therapy into the Nigerian prison system.
Oh, okay.
Giving my music, my voice, a purpose, beyond just recording songs that make people happy or people dance in the club and all of that. So I kicked off the musical concert in prison, and it was really embraced by the Controller General of the Nigerian prison at that time. After my first concert, I remember I go home and I cried, because for the first time, I found that I had a purpose. I saw that my voice became not just a sound that is sweet to the ear, but then I found that yes, this is what God wants me to use my voice and my talent for. When I saw those prisoners break down, saw those prisoners cry, saw those prisoners come back to me and say, thank you for sharing your gift of music with us. And that is it. I went on and on from the first time. I fell in love with it so badly that I didn't want to even do anything else than just performing in the prison, and between then and now, this year makes it my 10th year since I've been doing this.
Now, so are you visiting other prisons, or are you like how are you deciding which prisons to go to? Are you just going to prisons in Nigeria or surrounding areas, or what do you?
Yeah, so when I started, when I kicked off in Nigeria, a few months down the line, the prison authority made me an ambassador. So I became the first musician to be an ambassador to the Nigerian prison, which few months later, I became a honorary officer. So this gave me the power to go into any of the prisons that I wanted in Nigeria. So I'll be moving my concert in different prisons. After the concert, I usually have workshops. So there's not just the music. We go back and have workshops with the inmates. Then trying to spread it across Africa. Also, last year, November, I had my first international prison performance, which was in England. I had a show in Leicester City in England, and after my performance, I spoke to the promoters that brought me, and we wrote to the Leicester prison, and when they saw that I was in town, they allowed me to come and do a performance with the inmates in Leicester. So it's a global movement. I want to be able to perform even in prisons in America, prisons in wherever God.
We have a lot of prisons in America.
Oh yes, America still has the highest population of inmates all over the world.
Yes,
so it's a movement, and I'm happy and I'm humbled that God is using me to be able to do this, across the world. So it's not just Nigeria; it's general.
So when you think about when you prepare to go into prisons, do you deliberately think about the kinds of music that you're going to play? Like, are you thinking about how uplifting the music is? Do you think about what's popular? Do you think about healing? Like, how do you decide what kind of music ought to be played? You ought to play in the prisons, because you could play all kinds of stuff.
Yep. So that's a very beautiful question. So usually when people think about prison reform and music, a lot of people always think, oh, you have to go in with just spiritual music,
Yes.
But in my own case, I didn't go that way. When I go into the prison, on my album or set of songs that I perform, I have club songs. I have healing songs. I have spiritual songs. So when I get in there, first I go in, I look very flashy with my gold chain and all of that. And once these prisoners see me like that, they all rush out.
Okay.
Because you need to get their attention. So they see me.
And it's a concert.
Yeah, so they see me like, oh, this is one of us. Yes. So they all come out. I take them. I do songs that they love. Take them to the club.
Yes.
Make them happy.
That.
Let them feel like, yes, they are flowing with what is happening in the outside world. When I'm done taking them to the club, I go through an inspirational song with them. And from inspirational song, I go deep down to the healing. Now, what the club song does for me is gets them excited for me, makes them comfortable that I'm not judging them.
Oh, that's smart.
Open up the pause, because every prisoner has a prison inside their heart. So most prisoners are in prison, but they're in a bigger prison, which is their heart. So the club songs and all those kind of songs helps me to open up their heart. By the time I'm giving them the healing song, then I'm communicating with their soul.
Oh, wow. I love that. You are very thoughtful about this.
You
are very, very thoughtful about this.
Thank you.
So, do you know personally people who are in prison? Do you have a connection that's friends or family? Like, how did you just wake up and say, I think prison is prison? I'm gonna go and perform for prison.
Let me just confess. When the idea came, I struggled for couple of months with it, because I've never committed any crime before. I've never been arrested. I've never gotten into a fight. I've never hit anyone. I don't even know how to quarrel. Like, so I'm literally a baby. Like, outside music, I'm just a peaceful young man going his way. So when this idea came, I really struggled with it for a while. So I don't even have anybody in prison. I don't know nobody. I don't have anyone in my family line that has been arrested and put in prison before. None of my close friends have ever been to prison before. So it's all new. So when I started, I used to be naive. You know, the prisoners can push me around. Then I had to switch, just like I switched on stage. You know, I had to switch and begin to speak their language. So when I go into the prison, I act like I'm one of them. Okay. I change my voice. I speak the dirty languages they understand, you know, give you back to them. So they go like, oh, okay, it's like one of us. But trust me, the moment I leave the prison,
you leave it there.
I leave it right there, because that is not who I am. But that helps me to be able to, you know, to be able to communicate with them. Because an average prisoner is looking at you like, you don't come in here and tell me about my experience when you don't have an idea what my experience looks like.
Right. Right. That's the
Which
truth.
is true.
Yes.
So I take time to study what their experience look like. So when I'm talking to them about gun, I'm really talking about gun. When I'm talking to them about staying away from drugs and illicit drug trafficking, I know what I'm saying. You know, I had to learn that, because if truly I want to reform them, if truly I want them to feel comfortable, I need to speak their language. And I became the first musician in my country to be appointed as the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency ambassador.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yes.
That's pretty. So, all right. So you're there, you're doing your thing, you're becoming well known, you're loved, you're respected, your music is on and popping. How do you get here?
So I was planning for my album, because when I released my album last year, the Salt album,
I listened to that yesterday.
Yes. So usually every musician will get a beautiful hall or whatever to do your album listening, an album premiere party. But I chose to do mine in the prison. So when I was getting ready, trying to put all logistics together, which apparently is my biggest out of all the concerts I've ever done, because I had 3,700 inmates with me at the concert.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was a lot. So in the process of preparation, a friend of mine introduced me to like a family friend of his who apparently lives in America. She's a fashion designer. Her name is Mrs. Tony Okoro. And introduced me like, oh, because, you know, we were trying to get help from everywhere possible. So we spoke over the phone. She loved what I was trying to do. And she was like, oh, I'm supposed to be in Nigeria in 2 weeks' time. And that falls into the time you're doing your concert. So I'm going to come and experience what you do in the prison. So she came, made costumes for all the prisoners that performed with me. I had about 26, if I'm not mistaken, prisoners that performed with me on stage. She supported, came with her friends, came with her family members to watch the performance inside the prison. So when she came back to America, you know, we got talking, we kept communicating. She was like, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do something that can make America experience what you do back, you know, back in Africa. And she lives in Weston, so she spoke to our church, which is the Northfield Congregational Church. Spoke to them about what I do, and the church fell in love with it. So between Mrs. Tony Okoro and the church, they decided to sponsor my coming over, to America.
That
so
is the power of a good church.
Yes. So we started writing, we wrote letters, sent me my invitation letter, and I have a very good relationship as well with the American embassy in Nigeria because they support most of the things that I do. So visa was not even an issue. Everything went on so nicely. Mrs. Tony Okoro, they paid my tickets, got my accommodation. They flew me and my publicist in.
Wow.
Yes, and the church and the team put together at the church, they've been doing everything, promoting, making sure the stage, the sound, the band, my rehearsal studio, so much work. And it was through the church that we also met Reverend Grant.
Okay.
Because the church invited Reverend Grant in, and I spoke to him even while I was in Nigeria before coming, and I love what he's also doing in the prisons.
Yes. He's my dear friend.
Yes, I love what he's doing. And I know he's still working on it because he's trying to see how I can also get into the prison to do 1 or 2 performances while I'm here. So that is how the journey began for me. And here I am today.
Wow. Well, welcome. welcome. So you're going to do 2 shows. You're going to do one at the church.
Yes.
And then one at the actual concert.
So the 2 shows are both at the church.
Okay.
Just that 11:30 in the morning is for the kids and very senior.
Okay.
And then 7 p.m. is
for the rest
young,
of us.
the young adults, that's like the main show, and it's an open field. We're gonna set up the stage nicely. Reverend Grant will be there. Also, we have a guest speaker that will also be there. Mr. Fred.
Yes, Hodges.
Yes, Mr. Fred will also be there to speak as well.
Yes.
Then also we have face painting, African food.
So this is going to be a really fun day.
African attire. There is in Nigeria there's what we call gele. The headgear. There's a way they tie it nicely, African way. There'll be so many other activities going on by the side, apart from just the music. So it's a festival. Let me just put it that way.
So how long have you been here? When did you get here?
I got here roughly a month and a week now.
Okay.
I had to arrive early because of my rehearsal with the band, which was very crucial and important. So it's been very hectic rehearsing with the band, rehearsing with the kids, because I'm also performing with the children choir in church. So it's been series of rehearsals going on. So I've been here for a month and a week now.
And how long are you staying?
I'm here till July because...
Really?
Yeah, I'm here till July because after 9th of October, I have another one coming up on the 16th. After 9th of June, I said 9th of October. You know why October came to my head?
That's it.
When I started my prison concert, it started in the month of October. So October is always right in my head. But the first concert is June 9th, which is Saturday.
Yeah, and it's free?
It's free, though it's free, but it's also a fundraiser concert.
So
to support the prison project back in Africa.
Bring some money, people.
Exactly.
Come with some money to put in the buckets.
Yeah, and also I have there is another one just for those that will miss Saturday. We have another one coming up in Norwalk at a place called The Factory.
Yes.
Yes. So we want to make The Factory like a little African village.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of African activities going on. And if you miss Saturday 9th, you don't want to miss 16th of June, which happening in Norwalk at about 5:30 p.m.
Yep.
So it's going to be fun. From 5:30, the African village will be open. And from 7 or thereabout, I get on stage and take the music up. So I'm here. I'm here.
Have you met any other? I know there's Nigerians here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Have you met anybody?
No. None that I can remember. None that I can remember. I was trying to think No.
No.
Not yet.
All right. Okay.
Not yet. Yeah.
All right. So Lamboginny African Music Festival.
Yes.
Live in concert June 9th at 11:30 and 7 p.m. It's a free concert open to all. It's at the Northfield Church, 64 Northfield Road in Weston.
Yes.
The tickets are free. Bring some money, like $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, whatever you can bring. You can call 203-451-5881. I'm so looking forward to this. So you have your whole concert planned out.
Yes.
And you're ready.
I'm ready.
And you're excited.
I'm excited. From today, from today I have to stop speaking so that I can
So
save
you can rest your voice.
my vocals because I'm performing 17 songs.
What?
Yes.
That's unheard. What are you, Beyonce? That is unheard of. Who does 17 songs?
So I'm performing 17 songs, and you don't want to miss it.
I don't want. I'm gonna try not to miss it. I think it's gonna be great. Are you trying to get his attention?
Yeah.
He's trying to tell you something. You can say it out loud. We can hear you. That's all right. Say it out loud.
Okay. So basically, I hope you're coming though. Wait.
I'm gonna try my
No.
best. I'm gonna try my Lord have
I just
mercy.
realized, like, you're inviting the whole world,
I know.
right? No, we have to start from home before we invite the whole world. So
That's
now
good.
I need you to make a promise live on air.
Oh Lord.
I'm putting you on the spot straight
See,
away.
look, you got your PR people on.
Yes, 7 p.m.
Okay.
7 p.m. You said okay.
Okay.
Now
all
let me
right.
tell you something about promising me.
Uh-oh.
I wish my mom was alive. She would tell you.
Oh.
I am that child you don't promise and fail.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Well, I want you to be my friend. And I love your music. I've been listening to it in my office. I'm at the newspaper because.
So which is your favorite?
I think I don't know which one is my favorite. I like the beat of the first couple of ones, and I think the verse goes don't tell your father about me, don't tell your mother about me, don't talk about me.
Look at you.
Yes.
Oh baby, read my lips.
Yes,
Look at you. I don't want your boyfriend to know that I'm talking to you.
Yes, I love that. I love that song. I just love it.
When you said, I don't want your mother to know, I don't want your brother, I'm like, that's read my lips.
Yes, I love that. That's a good one. I like that one.
Apparently, since I got into America, all the youths and the young people that have downloaded
like
the
that
song,
one.
apparently, that seems to be their favorite. I'm like, why is Read My Lips your favorite?
I don't know, because it's just got like attitude.
Yeah, true.
Right? It's got like a little attitude to it.
True,
I
very
like
true.
it, So it's like it's got a nice beat to it.
Yep.
So I'm feeling it. So, well, Lamboginny.
So I want to read your lips on the 9th of June.
Oh, you'll be so busy you won't even notice I'm there or not, right? So, but I'm so glad that you made time to see
Thank
me
you.
before you have to stop talking.
Thank you.
I appreciate this. Again, the concert is June 9th at 11:30 and 7.
Yes.
It's free, open to all. It's at the
Yes.
Northfield Church.
Yes.
64 Northfield Road in Weston. Call 203-451-5861. 5881, I'm sorry.
Yes.
People will call me and they'll be like, "Okay, where's that going to be?" So, we'll put it up on the site.
And I want to say a very big thank you to New Heaven Independent for having me today. I
Oh,
want to
you're
say a very
welcome.
big thank you to you as well.
No,
for,
you're a big star. It's wonderful to have
for
you
having
here.
me. And
Thank you so much.
yes, and also I will not forget Mr. Jeff Grant.
Oh, Jeff is a love. I know he's listening right now.
Big thank you, Mr. Jeff Grant. If you're listening, big thank you.
Oh, believe me, Jeff is listening.
Big thank you. And Mr. Jeff, I'm still waiting. I need to be in the prison. Don't lock me up. I mean, I need to go in and
Yes.
perform.
Well, it's a little challenging here.
I know,
Connecticut
back
is
and
a
forward.
little
I know. It's like that back at home.
Yeah,
It took me years
to get
to
in.
be able to have like when I make a phone call, then I'm in the prison. It took years. So
Yeah.
for security reasons and all of that.
Yeah,
So
but
I
but
understand.
if you could get in, I know it would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, he's working on it.
I know
and
if
believe-
anybody could get it done, Jeff could.
Yes, he's
Reverend
working
Grant
on
could
it.
get it in. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for your
me.
team and your staff. They were so
Yes,
wonderful to work
Mrs.
with.
Tonya Okoro is
Miss
just right
Toya
behind
was-
you.
she was
I have
wonderful.
G Rugged Ola behind you.
They were nice,
Great
and they on
people,
top of it.
What is the name of the young man out there? He was
Harry,
so nice.
my producer, Harry.
Harry, big shout out to Harry. Without you, we will not be here.
All right, so I'm gonna get out of here.
Yes.
I'm Babz Rawls. This has been LoveBabz Love Talk on 103.5 FM WNHH. You know we're live streaming on the New Haven Independent on Facebook and Twitter. Michelle Turner is up next with the show. I don't know who our guest is, but stay tuned and you'll love her conversation. And I'll see you soon, Mr. Lamboginny.
Thank you.